Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to another video. So, in this video, we'll just continue where we left off in the exploration of this main Gloucester road, as that is exactly where I am, and we'll continue exactly where we stopped yesterday in the exploration of this particular main highway that will ultimately lead us to various destinations around the country. But I'll just pan the camera around so you guys will see exactly where I am. So actually this particular area where I am is called Ground Cocoa, all the way to this other side right here. But let me just start to pan the camera from that particular angle and then walk my way all the way to this other side again, just so you guys will try and see exactly where I am as we continue with the vlog. And as always, thank you guys for coming along with me as we continue with the video. So this video is some sort of a part 2 of is a part 2 that continues from the last video that I posted, where we continue to explore these back roads, or if I can say the intersections of this particular western rural communities. And you guys already know that we started the video at the Regent Junction, or the Regent Park, and we have explored all the way to this particular point, and we are still at the Gloucester section of the exploration. And just like I initially told you guys, this particular way will start with the exploration of the Gloucester community, and then from the Gloucester community I think we'll also try and be able to see some parts of the Leicester community. And of course there's also another community called tea planting, and ultimately from there that will ultimately lead us to the Frabe College, University of Sierra Leone, their campus. But standing at this particular side, I'll just zoom in right there so I'll be able to show you guys again the view from this particular side as we continue. So check out those very huge mountains, Mount Sugarloaf and the others intersecting or interlocking hands right there. And of course that is exactly where we came from as we continue with the video and try to push it as further as we can. So the unpaved roads, as that was one of the topics that can be visibly seen, or that I was trying to tell you guys. As you guys are seeing it, it's unpaved all the way from this particular side, from where those youths in the area where they stopped, and it continues all the way to this particular side as we continue. So all this particular areas or section is part of the Regent, it's part of the Gloucester community as we continue to push and trying to find the back roads that lead ultimately to those other sections, the Leicester part of this main highway, the tea planting section, and ultimately, if possible, we'll be able to go all the way to the surrounding areas that are located at the Frabe College, University of Sierra Leone. So again, we are still here. So there is that particular building called Donald Smith, the heritage. I don't know what it is. And just like I initially told you guys, some of you guys that have been inhabitants of this particular community might know more about it than I do. So let me know what is the use of this particular building as we continue to push further and further. So I definitely know that if we go along, we'll be able to see some other sections of the Hill Station community, the IMAT community, and of course back off the IMAT side, which is called South Ridge, and ultimately other parts back off the old school, and ultimately also, so this is the drive, the Donald Smith drive. It goes all the way right there, but again, let me just zoom in and try to show it to you guys as we continue with the video, and hopefully this particular side or section exactly where we are is exactly where we'll be able to see other areas or other sections that we'll definitely not be able to see had it been us using that particular main highway. But again, I'll just stand here and then just try and take you guys back so you guys know exactly where we came from. So this is exactly where we are. We came all the way from that particular side, and we are still at the Gloucester community trying to push the video as further as we can. So let me just try and give you guys a 360 view of this particular area right here as we continue and try to push the video as further and further as we can. So again, bear with me, as just like other areas of the country, today again we will be exploring the back roads as we continue with the video. So this is also another welding shop, and these are some of the numbers to some of the welders that are there. For those of you guys that may have construction around this particular side that are in need of good and solid metal doors as we continue. So again, still here exploring these back roads and trying to push the video as further and further as we can. So just like the video that I did exploring the back ends of the Hill Station and also that of the Hillcourt community, I think this particular video will also try to showcase some of those areas that we'll definitely not be able to see, or if I may say, some of these areas that during the exploration of some of these main roads we were only able to see them from afar and only if we zoom them in. But I definitely know that with this particular video we'll be able to see them up close and personal, so you guys will definitely have a feeling of how exactly these particular mountainous areas have changed over the years, and just to show you guys how it is. But definitely in terms of some of the basic necessities such as schools, a hospital and a bank, I've definitely not seen those since we started the vlog, or this part exploring the Gloucester community and other subsequent areas that we'll be able to touch base with. But maybe as we go along we will be able to see those, but we are still not able to do that. But again, I'll stand here, just try to take you guys back and show you guys exactly where we came from. So that is exactly where we came from, and we are still exploring this back roads, or this main Gloucester road is still the route that we are using, and we are still trying to go as further and further as we can, just trying to connect some of these communities, just so you guys will definitely know. And apart from using that particular main highway, you definitely, or you cannot tell that these communities that are at the back end, or that are at this particular areas, are existing, but they do. And so again, let me just zoom into those particular areas right there, which I definitely know that they are part of the hill station or the Regent communities, as we continue with the video. So coming to the issue of some of these basic necessities, such as a bank, a school, a hospital, I'm definitely not seeing them. So I think there was a fire incident right there that occurred pretty recently, and they are just trying to gather as much of what is left as they can. But again, I'll just stand here again because there is some sort of a view, and then just try and show you guys the back ends of, if I'm not mistaken, the hill station, and of course other areas that are located at that particular main Regent highway, as we continue with the video. So that is where we came from, and this is exactly where we are. So we are still at this main Gloucester highway as we continue with the video. So again, bear with me, we are still at the Gloucester community, and as always, as you guys will already know, that maybe there are some sections or some portions of the Gloucester community that will definitely not be able to see, but I know for sure that we'll be able to capture, if not maybe 100%, but we'll have at least 50 or 65%, trying to push it further than that. But this is exactly where we are. So we are at Regent Road, and at the Gloucester side. So this is Rickland Street. It goes all the way to that particular side right there as we continue. So again, standing at this particular area because there is some sort of a bridge. Let me just pan the camera around so you guys will see exactly where we are, because that is the route that I have decided to take as we continue with the video, and the view from this other part, or from this other side, as we make way with the as we continue with the video. So that is exactly where we came from. So we are at the Regent section, or the Regent side of things, as we continue. But just to let you guys know, the same route that we used, the same Gloucester road that we used, is the same way that we are using up to this particular point as we continue. So again, the quietness, the peaceful and calm environment of the Gloucester community continues as we are still here. And just like I initially tried to show you guys, because I think coming to the more inner parts, or the inner sections of the Gloucester community, I think you definitely try to see some of, if I can say, the remnants of the olden days bird houses which are still present, as we've just seen about 2 or 3 of them as we continue. But we are here, and again we will stand here and just try to pan the camera so you guys will definitely see exactly the view from this particular side. And I don't know whether those are rice fields right down there, but you guys definitely have an idea that that is some sort of a plantation that is going on right there as we continue. And of course those back end sections, if I can say, of the Regent community, so all those hilly areas, I definitely know that they belong to individuals as we continue with the video. So again, this is exactly where we are as we continue. So we came from that particular side, crossed that sort of a bridge, and here is exactly where we are as we continue with the video. Again, bear with me as we continue to push the video as further and further as we can. So we continue, and we are at a crossroad because there are two, if I can say, two ways that leads to the same destination, but this particular way is the more shorter route, and that is exactly what we're going to do, because we are trying to locate the Frabe College, or the road that ultimately will lead us to the Frabe College, or areas around those particular sides, or that particular section. So I don't know if you guys are seeing it. Some kids are actually harvesting apples, and you guys are seeing them right down there, as you guys are seeing them on the ground and on the floor as we continue. So that is the tree right there. As we continue with the video. So again, we'll stand here. I think we are able to have a more clear picture of some of these plantations. So again, I'll just stand here. I think these are some sort of flowers and fruits and vegetables right there, as you guys are seeing them as they are being planted right there as we continue, and all the way up to that particular side, still at the Gloucester community. And if I can pan the camera from this particular side and go all the way to that particular area right there as we continue. And this is the route that we've decided to take, and this is exactly where we will continue, right down to that particular side as we continue to make progress. And ultimately we are coming very close to the end of this particular vlog as we continue to make way. So I think that is lettuce or salad, if I'm not mistaken, that are planted right down there. So I think there is some sort of a farming community right at the Gloucester community right there, as you guys are seeing it. I think these are salads that are planted all the way to those areas right there, as you guys are seeing it. It continues all the way there. and the plantation continues, as there is some sort of a huge waterway that I think that is exactly what they use to water these fruits and vegetables that are being planted. I am still fascinated by how they are planted in those very nice rows. And of course the greenery down there, and of course all the way to those hilly parts or those hilly sections right there as we continue, and this new construction project right here, and of course that other one as we continue with the video. So bear with me as we are still at the back road, still at the Gloucester community, but I definitely know that maybe we've left the Gloucester community and we are approaching to other communities that are around the Farabe College as we make progress. So still here, this is very huge building, but I think the downstairs is operational as it is inhabited, but first floor is not yet, as we continue and hopefully try and push the video as further as we can. So again, we are at the back road, still at the Gloucester community, and to recap, we started the video just to let you guys know at the junction of the Regent Park, and we used the Gloucester main road, and that is exactly where we started the vlog. But again, I'll stand here just to try and pan the camera around so you guys will definitely know exactly where we are as we continue with the video. So the plantations continue all the way to this particular side or this particular area as we continue, and of course those hilly areas or those hilly sections right there, and this is exactly where we are, and that is exactly where we came from, and we are still at the back roads exploring this particular side or this particular area as we continue with the video. Still here, finding our way with you guys. I hope we are not lost, as there is still a lot to see, and there is a foundation right there as you guys are seeing it, and of course the plantations continue all the way also to this particular side as we continue. So I really love the vibe of the Gloucester community, and for those of you guys that are inhabitants of this particular community, if I can describe it overall, it is cool, it is quiet. The only downside that I will think of is the lack of maybe some of the facilities such as the banks and a hospital, but I definitely know that there are some areas around the Gloucester community that are more accessible and have those facilities that are missing. But apart from that, there is water, there is electricity. The area is a super residential area, and all and I'll even say that it is more residential than some other parts or some other areas of the more affluent part of the western side of the country, because there is a lot of greenery, and the community, the Gloucester community, is a very cold and windy area because of the presence of a large number of plants and greenery. So again, I'll stand here just to try and show you guys that this is exactly where we are. We've come onto another area, so this is the route that we used, and there is exactly where we came from. So I think we are still at the Gloucester community, and this is the old bridge. It is the old Gloucester bridge, and it is still operational. So this is Eddie Macaulay Street, and I definitely know that if we stand here, I'll just try and pan the camera around so you guys will see exactly how it is from this particular bridge as we continue with the video. So that is a huge construction project going on right there as we continue. So to this side of this particular main road is Eddie Macaulay Street. So I don't know which of the two routes that we will take. So this is the route that we are going to take, and we have left the Gloucester community behind, and we are at the Leicester Peak, or the Leicester community. So this is also another welding shop that is located at this particular Leicester Peak or Gloucester Bridge, very close to the bridge. That is the bridge right there. As you guys are seeing it, this is the welding shop. As we continue, yes sir. So we are at a portion, if I can say, of the Leicester community. So I'll just try to pan the camera around from this particular side, as you guys are definitely seeing that the plantations continue also all the way to those other parts, as you guys are seeing it all the way up to some sections right up there, if I'm not mistaken, of the Regent community, as that particular road that you guys are seeing leads you directly to the Regent community, or the main Regent highway. But that was not the route that we used, as we used the back roads and a road that is very close to that particular old bridge. So there is exactly where we came from, and of course these are the upper sections of the Gloucester community as we continue with the video right at this particular area. So these are the upper sections of the Leicester community, and we have left the Gloucester community somewhere back there, and this particular road will lead us directly to Leicester Peak Junction, and from there are various transport or means of transportation that will take you to other parts or to other sections of the city. But we are still here as we continue to push the video and keep exploring as much as we can. So again, to the subscribers, thank you guys. And a special shout out to you guys at Riyadh. Thank you guys for the promotion, the exposure, and of course, for putting me on. And at this particular site, so this is Jonathan Pierce Close. It goes all the way right there, and this is exactly where we came from, all the way from that particular side. But those are the hilly parts, or the hilly sections, and the view from this particular angle as we continue with the video. So again, standing from this particular side, and of course showing you the view again from this other side, or this other section, as the plantations also continue to this particular side, as we continue to explore or show you guys those hilly parts and those hilly sections right up there at the Gloucester and Regent community side by side. So that is the main road, but I think most of my shot is being blocked by the trees that are located on both sides of the road. So we are still here as we continue the exploration. So that is a new construction right there. Still pushing the video, trying to complete this second part of the Gloucester and Leicester community, and hopefully, if possible, we'll be able to get a picture or a glimpse of the Frabe College, the compound, the University of Sierra Leone, and ultimately try and end the vlog. But again, standing here, I'll just try and take you guys back, show you guys exactly where we are as we continue with the video. So that is the way that we came from right there, and this is exactly where we are. And of course, this new construction project right there. As we push the video further and further and further, coming close to the end of the vlog. So that is the Dove Memorial Methodist Church they're building, and this new construction project right there. So again, bear with me as we still have a lot to do, or a lot to see on this particular vlog, but hopefully we'll try and see exactly where we'll stop the video. But if possible, because I definitely know that this other part, or this part 2 of this particular video, will not be able to show what or the different areas or the different sections of the Gloucester and also the Leicester community. But we are still here, just trying to push or trying to explore the video as further and further as we can. And also, we have finally gotten the 1,000 mark target, and I'll just continue to admonish you guys to keep subscribing, keep sharing the videos, and hopefully help grow the channel. So we are still at the Gloucester community, and as you guys are seeing it, the dirt roads continue. So this is a small road, it goes all the way to that particular side at the Gloucester community, and we are still here. and of course that new construction right at this particular main road. So one thing I will say, I think the Gloucester community, even though it is somehow left out in terms of the construction of these main roads that lead to certain sections of this particular community, I think the amount of very, very large and beautiful houses still continues all around at this particular side or this particular section of the Gloucester community. But again, just like other areas, if we can compare, I definitely know that even though the road is still not completed, there is still a lot of activity in terms of the construction, and of course the amount of houses that are located at this particular main highway. So this is Eddie Macaulay Street, and we are still at the Gloucester community, still at the main road, as we continue to push the video as further and further as we can. So again, I'll stand here so you guys will know exactly where we are. So there is exactly where we came from, still at the Gloucester community, and I am presently at Eddie Macaulay Street as we continue to push the video as further as we can, just to try and complete this particular side or this particular section of the video. So I am noticing that for the first part of this particular video, and of course some sections of the second part, I think most of the areas that where we came from were the more, if I can say, the more remote and the more quiet sides of the Gloucester community, because coming to this particular main road, you definitely tell that it is not, as we continue to move the video or we continue to explore as further or as much as we can of the Gloucester community. So we are still here. So talking about the activities, I think coming to the Eddie Macaulay Street section of the Gloucester community is where most of the shops and of course some of the enterprises and individual vendors are located. And also, of course, as you guys are seeing it, some parts or some sections of the Eddie Macaulay Street, as you guys are seeing exactly, this part is paved, but I think going on to those other sections, it is definitely not paved as we continue with the video. So we will continue to push the video as further as we can, as we are coming to the end of the Gloucester village. So I think at this particular bridge is exactly where the Gloucester village ends, if I can say, and that is exactly where we will end the video. As you guys are seeing the sign right there, so this is exactly where we will end the video. So that is the video. If I can stand here and then just try and pan the camera around so you guys will have a 360 view of exactly where we'll end this particular video, as we continue, if possible, to try and shoot the third part of this particular vlog. So there is exactly where we are. So this is the Gloucester village, and that is Mama Lane as we continue, and here is exactly where we will end today's vlog. And until I catch you guys again at the next one, peace.